this deck made a deep run in the Hoaglandia Open, and it looked really powerful with other people playing it in other spots as well. It wasn't just good there, but this is an archetype that's also seeing some play in Standard, but in Alchemy, we get to play Sanguine Brushstroke inside of it. So we're an Oni-Cult Anvil sacrifice deck, which gets to generate value with lots of different things, whether it be, you know, the Epicure or the Synthesizer. We get to draw more cards with things like Skullport and Deadly Dispute. So I really like the kind of low curve, lots of little tricksy interaction things that this deck can do. Oh, glancing at this deck probably wants a couple of Crossroads, huh? The person that built it missed those in the mana base. Let's add at least 2 of those real quick, I think. Honestly, probably 3. Let's pop it in some Alchemy matches and see how Rakdos Sack feels in the format. Z-Man, if you're still here, I am just rejecting your deck submission. I'm not playing Historic until they balance the format. I appreciate the offer to support, but it's just not. Hasn't been fun. Catch you later, Wargame. Munra, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel today. Yeah, I don't think there's one card you could balance to balance both Phoenix and Control. I think you need to hit something separately in each. I think you could go after Faithless Looting inside of Phoenix, but I think that would be a mistake. I think I'd prefer to see them balance on Holy Heat like we've been talking about. A lot of the good control decks don't play Iteration at the moment, Chumos. The Jeskai has been issued in favor of blue-white. Well, for the person in chat that just said ban Teferi, we're not playing Boomer Magic anymore, chat. Like, banning cards is a thing of the past in arena formats. We don't ban things, we just adjust them. I am not playing unranked matches makes for lower quality content that is less popular. So no, not really interested in playing events or the play queue. Would rather just play a different format. Yeah, that's also true too. The way the unranked queue works, where it pairs you based on the number of rares in your deck, if you're playing anything somewhat real in there, you have a really good chance of hitting mirrors. The metrics for Brawl are very bad. They're worse. The metrics for Brawl are worse than the metrics for Alchemy, and the metrics for Alchemy are not great. But this is my favorite format on Arena, so we're gonna play it regardless of metrics. I'm also fingers crossed, hoping that the direct Alchemy card injection we're getting here in 2 weeks is it's gonna be a boon for the format. Yeah, March 17th is the Kamigawa update with new Alchemy stuff. Nice, another Brushstroke. So each of these represent 2 damage at this point, and this represents 2 damage. I think there's a good chance Alchemy never recovers if they don't address the economic impact. That being said, it must have been a chilly day in hell yesterday, because I had Blake PR actually responded to my tweet, who works at Wizards, and they were kind of, I do really appreciate this that they responded. Usually WotC people just ignore me when I ask things, but they said they're a fellow Alchemy fan regardless of their job, and they're working towards having this conversation externally about the economy, but it is a high priority. And I know that regardless of how fast it happens, it will never be fast enough for most people at home, but I will just say that, like, the rate at which large companies make changes, especially as large of a change as readdressing the economy could potentially be, they don't do any of these things quickly ever. They don't. Yeah, there's anything like that that's going to impact the bottom line. There are so many people that have to sign off on those things. I know that, like, that's not what we want to hear. Like, I would like it to happen faster too, but I just also understand the reality of working at a large company like that. I mean, you can't free to play most of a deck in any format on Magic Arena in a month or so, like, I assume that means you just don't play? That sounds great. This is an untapped land because we're on the draw, so we get to go 1, 2, potentially 3, or one of these on 3. I think last I checked, Marty, the only bigger WotC person that has me blocked on Twitter is their rules manager. Like, Aaron Forsyth follows me, for example. Even if I'm not particularly popular among their employees, they understand that I'm a valuable asset, and it's smart of them to keep tabs on me and the things that I'm doing, thinking, and saying. We're turning our blood token into a 1/1 here, right? Hey, thanks for the Prime Curse, Blood. This is my full-time gig here on Twitch, and I wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you, so thanks for keeping me around. I think this is a Ghast, Dispute, Sack the Treasure, make a 1/1 angle. Well, I could also just cast this, right? I drain them for 1 less, but I end up with this in play. I think that's better. Just more 1/1s. Well, to be fair, Shellers, things might be changing a little bit. The Hoaglandia Open Series does have a direct path to the WotC Set Championships. So maybe they're coming around. We'll see. We'll see. Daniel Rager, thanks for the 28 months. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree. The art design with new Capenna stuff they showed already is fantastic.
Vengeance, bloody and righteous.
Bloody and
To do my
righteous.
servant. I'm busy.
Our opponent deck's like doing some of the same things we are, but with white instead of black. Okay. I have no idea who you're referring to, Gap. Already you're into it again. Maybe I'm supposed to play Forsaken Crossroads to scry first. Anje is not a bad draw. Gonna go ahead and attack with everything. They can crew Bankbuster and eat one of my 1/1s here, but I'm pretty fine with that. It's a push. I trade my 1/1 for 3 points of damage, basically.
Nothing on Innistrad is free.
Alright, so if they can kill my 1/1 here, they get to knock out Sorin. We're still in a pretty okay spot, though. The Abandoned Mire here can pick one of our friends back up as well, which is nice. Okay. There. Our opponent, not only is our opponent at low life, we got a good bit of gas in the tank here, especially if they're, like, playing another Faithful Absence. Like, I have 2 clues now, plus this. And this can turn one of our lands into another resource here, hopefully. Remember when the first piece of Art Deco design was shown and everyone was calling it a Bioshock ripoff as though it wasn't a real-life design? Yeah, Magic players be wild. Alright, so let's attack with our stuff. They're at 7. They sacrifice their thing that lets them crew the Bankbuster. Am I even doing this proactively? I think I'm not, right? I think it's just like land pass here. We'll just like crack a clue plus use the Abandoned Mire, I think is the plan. Yes, the synthesizer is sorcery speed only. We get to sack this in response, and then instead of using the Abandoned Mind, we can draw with 2 clues. Maybe I'd rather use the Abandoned Mind. Getting Anje down burns them out, right? Yeah, I think we're actually going to use this. Wait, does that give us lethal? This is actually lethal, right? Because Anje is going to make a blood, and then we can sack 2 bloods paying 4. Yeah, the treasure makes us lethal. Yeah, she's great. When we played Red-Black Vampires, she was really powerful every time. Seems pretty good. Solid showcase of some of the powerful proactive things this deck is doing. Easy mulligan here with no red source. Go into 5. And just Epicure on 1. Could be right to just Bolt Surge the Visitor into Bloodtithe Harvester. If you're ever wondering what cards is the deck Jeff currently playing, you can find the answer to that question yourself by typing !deck into the chat. I think I want to Deadly Dispute this turn to ensure that we hit our land drops for next. Can you explain why this matchup is bad? It seems like we have a lot of really good interaction for their cards. Is it not possible to just grind them out? Trample is hard to deal with. We'll just kill their stuff. And you're right that we can't jump block them, but we don't need to be jump blocking them, right? Probably want to kill the Visitor before they untap, right? They hit their creatures out of range of our removal fast. Do they? Like, this is gonna give -6/-6 next turn. And like I have hard removal spells in my sideboard. We got Bloodchief's Thirst. And that's what we're worried about. Perhaps like this should be another Thirst and these should be hard removal spells instead of what they are. Now I could see we just get ground out by Showdown of the Skulls. That seems like a real concern from here. Like the problem looking at this current game state, I don't know that I believe people that the big creatures are the problem, because we can 1-for-1 those just fine. At a glance, the issue seems to be they're gonna draw a bunch of cards. Which is why I always ask about the details. Just meat hooking here, right? Opponent has a mega slow hand. By mega slow, you mean I interacted with them and slowed them down? Because that's an accurate summary of what happened in this game. I slowed them down by interacting with them. Yeah, they had their 1-drop on 1 and they played enchantment stuff on 2. And I interacted with them. Yeah, the problem here isn't them running us down. The problem here is like they've played a bunch of cards that draw cards is the problem. So I'm on 0 cards and now like they have Showdown, right? Pick up a little bit of attrition for us. Yeah, I think I want this land. Weird sequencing here that they're communing after hunting. Yeah, if they commune first, they can tap better. I mean, I guess I could technically clear the Runeforge champion with the Meathook, right? I'm a bunch. Dear Watsy, please digitally update Blood Artist to not make me click on my opponent. Please and thank you. Yeah, egg, we're done here. The trample creature is what will eventually kill us there, but all of their high impact cantrips are really what put the game away. Want to cut some of our individually low power cards like Epicure and Shambling Ghast so we don't put ourselves down on cards. Yeah, I think we want more things to generate card advantage like Sorin for sure. Meathook seems pretty reasonable for playing catch-up as well. Duress isn't the angle I want to be playing at. Tagging exactly Showdown is good, but outside of tagging exactly Showdown, it's a little bit mediocre. Do we want more hard removal, chat? Again, I don't think the removal spells are what win this matchup. I think, if anything, based on the way that game we just played out, I think I want more card advantage in my sideboard. We had plenty of ways to kill their stuff. The problem was that we just got attritioned out after because they had a bunch of things that cantripped. If they spend their next turn banishing lighting my anvil, that's a win for me. So Sanguine Brushstroke's probably our best draw here, because it would let Harvester kill Runeforge Champion. I want to sack Synthesizer here. I don't know that I do. This might just be like a Forsaken Crossroads Scry angle, pass back. Deadly Dispute end of turn, and then plan to untap and Bloodchief's Thirst the Runeforge Champion. Yeah, I think Lolth could be a good suggestion. Lolth's a card that leans into like our Blood Artists and our Meathook Massacres nicely, and also provides a little bit of attrition for a matchup like this, which is good. I could have been right even to double block here. Maybe that's better than this line. It's like, take the trade. No, I just gets exiled, Ninja Dave. You want to dispute, sack a synth? Yeah, I guess I'm pretty likely to be able to cast whatever we draw with that. I'm going to leave it as an exercise to the reader at home to look back over the board and figure out why I didn't block and then sacrifice what I blocked with. Alright, to play Anvil out before I did all of that too. I think I played this turn wrong. I think I should have double blocked the previous turn and then just untapping Bloodchief's Thirst's other champion. I spent too much time spinning my tires this turn, and then letting them keep their big board is a mistake. I think we're probably gonna get run down here. Meathook would be a good draw. It's true. I haven't drawn one of those yet. And now at this point, let's try and draw one. Start here, see what we get. Alright, sure, deal. What an incredibly easy game, chat. 5. Very bonkers, much wow. To be fair, we were what? Like, we were 20, 22 cards into our deck and hadn't seen a Meathook yet. It's like, we were pretty due for one. So they get to Kami into Runa Speed. They probably Kami into Showdown, right? So get their cards going. 2468. Thanks for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I will say this, chat. Even if this matchup seems a little bit hard, it highlights why I've been enjoying Alchemy as a format on Arena, because there's been a lot of choices in this game, right? Like, I feel like I'm getting the option to make impactful decisions that give me a chance to swing the outcome of my games. And that's really all I want. I don't need to win every match that we play. I just want to feel like, you know, I'm taking game actions that could maybe help me win a match of Magic. That's all I want. Not a complicated man. Yeah, exactly that, Three Smith. Having a format where a hard matchup not being the let's top right and we'll work this out later is all I want for Magic.
I bring all broken.
Formats where you're just supposed to top rate your bad matchups kind of suck. Ace. Love it. Sack the synthesizer. Sick. Okay, so now we surge you. Sack you. Yeah, this matchup definitely feels like it's about the attrition. From what are we supposed to be doing and what matters here? Perspective.
My ways are not for the weak.
Solid turn for sure. Yeah, the opponent is the one out of cards this game. Successfully ground through their showdown. I think they made a mistake not playing the second showdown off the first one. I think they thought they could be more aggressive than they were going to be able to be. It definitely feels like we're able to punish them for that. They're actually just dead. Each of these blood tokens drained for 3. Yeah, Brushstroke is still very good for sure. I'm happy with how we boarded. Let's run it back. Actually, maybe Anje is not good here. I'm bringing up Burning Hands over her. She just drains. She doesn't really attrition. Yeah, let's try that. I like the idea of fitting a couple of Lolth into our sideboard for this matchup, though. The housing market is so insane right now, chat. One of my buddies just put in an offer on a house that was $35,000 over the asking price, and they were the second best offer on it. How was the last deck? I'm done playing Historic on stream until they bring balance changes to the format. Maybe I should have mulliganed this hand. I can't interact with their Naturalist right now, which is not great. Yeah, Christy and I incidentally moved at a very opportune time. I think I need to find a way to kill this, so I'm gonna open on this. Yeah, my wife and I bought like winter 2019, I think. We got it in a very opportune time. Shoot. I think we're digging for a way to interact with this. Okay, I mean, that's technically what I asked for. Yeah, Rivian, the electric car company, just opened a production plant in Bloomington where I live, which has bought up a lot of the mid to higher end housing, bringing a lot of people in. If they can play 2 enchantments this turn, we're in an incredible amount of trouble. Oh, the odds of them playing 2 enchantments this turn are so high, chat. I guess they need to play another exile enchantment, right? Oh my gosh, that just passed. So long, farewell, I'll see you and good day. All right, second Hallowed Haunting, chat. This game is not over. What's going on, Tang? Thanks for the 7 months. I really appreciate it. Welcome back. All right, they hit a red source. Do they have a showdown of the Scalds? No showdown here is huge. We're gonna need a bigger Meathook, something like that. I think I start with activating a blood. I could Sorin plus Brushstroke again this turn, but I don't think that's good enough. I think I need to Bloodchief Thirst one of these spirits. Okay, I think I open on a Blood Token. Let's see what we draw. Hey, syntax error. Thank you for the half of your support. I really appreciate it. Welcome back.
You can deal with my servant. I'm busy.
Play this on red, I think. Abrade. Yeah, I think that's good, right? I think we keep that. They couldn't double enchantment last turn. Can they double enchantment this turn? Showdown means very likely yes. Double enchantment probably puts this away. None of those are a second enchantment. Is this a second enchantment? don't think they're supposed to give us this option. Okay, the Tamiyo's safekeeping makes our removal a lot more awkward here. Can we burn them out? Because each of these bloods is 3, so that's 12. We find a blocker, we could be in an okay spot to have a 5th creature in play. Yeah, they are at +2 at the moment, is accurate. Seven or more enchantments. They're only at 4/5, right?
Abandon my quest. You fight for me now.
Yeah, if we don't get KO'd next turn, we have a shot. Okay, so we're not dead yet. So this puts them to 7. A blood is lethal, right? We need to draw a blood. Yeah, this is a drain 12. They're at 21 though. These are drain 6. Okay, so they Tamiyo'd proactively. Does that give us lethal? Because that's an extra 3, right? So they're dead? We beat them because they messed up? They're actually dead because they messed up. What an incredible game. Sick. Lines on lines, chat. Our brain is huge. You could say that game was art, chat. Yeah, that whole match was sweet. Even the game we lost was like pretty close and interesting.
Were you planning to just eat a dry ass salad, or you want some ranch?
Oh, there's no dressing. There's not a dressing packet in here.
Oh,
Wild.
Got some ranch.
I would love some ranch.
I also had some roasted garlic vinaigrette, and this other one that I found in the pantry that says it expires the 23rd of August, but the year is rubbed off, so
I would throw that one out.
No, I'm pretty sure I just bought it.
I mean, I'm not gonna eat it, but you're allowed to. Whatever you want. Take the expired. She claims it's not expired shit.
Maybe it's 2023 August. Just
maybe it's 2023 August. Maybe. The maybe's doing a lot of lifting
Best
there,
Buy
love.
23 AU and the rest is smudged. Got the dread. This one sounds good, doesn't it, chat? Roasted garlic.
I'm gonna put some Lolths on the board for that matchup for next time, I think. I want some more Attrition. The Sorins were pretty good there. We'll cut the 3 ones, which are Attrition aim. Let's play another.
It's vegan citrus chipotle vinaigrette, organic, made by artisan oil makers. Oh, it's some weird organic dressing. Like we're some fancy people. You're just gonna use ranch? You're such a Midwestern.
Ranch is lovely, Chip. Thank you, honey.
See, it's vinegar based. It should last longer than the expiration date.
That's not what they said. They didn't say longer than the expiration date. They said there is a good chance that bottle of salad dressing has been in that pantry since we moved in here.
It's only 2 years. It's fine.
We've been here like 3 years, love.
Whatever. Time's a made-up construct.
There's a good chance that's some BC salad dressing, Chip.
Is that before COVID?
Yeah. I had a tweet about this, Obtuse Hobbit, but the new CDC updated guidelines surrounding masks should be taken with a very large grain of salt. January and February 2022 were the 4th and 5th highest death total months for COVID since all of this began, based on the Johns Hopkins University metrics for tracking deaths. The CDC's new guidance on mask changes is based around changing the metrics that they use to make those recommendations. The removal of the mask recommendation was politicized. Zero Synth, thanks for the 36 months. Welcome back. And if I had to venture a guess, it was likely done so because they believe removing mask mandates and recommendations will help them in the midterms. Among the unvaccinated or not, I'm going to take the controversial opinion of it doesn't matter if it's vaccinated or unvaccinated people dying. People dying that could be prevented is a bad thing, okay? I know it's a controversial stance to have these days. But I would like to go on record that saying preventable deaths are bad. Okay, so I think this is the game plan for this matchup. We cut these kind of individually low quality cards. We bring in spot removal and card advantage and an extra Meathook Massacre to sweep the board. And we try and go toe to toe with them in terms of card advantage and 1-for-1s a little bit more. Seems like the best way to approach it, the post board. And for what it's worth, chat, I am not a virologist. I do not track these things myself. If you would like updated information on COVID from experts, you should go to the source. I'm going to find the link. Joshua Solomon, who is a professor of infectious disease at Stanford Med, had a really great thread on Twitter and had a bunch of other things past that thread posted on his profile that's good reading if you're not familiar with what I was talking about with regards to CDC changing the recommendations. So there's a source from someone that's qualified to talk about it who's not me, as I am certainly not qualified to talk about it. I am just relaying some of the information from him. Chat, it's important to remember masks don't just help stop the spread of COVID. They help stop the spread of all viruses that are transmitted from people sneezing and coughing and stuff, right? Like, in non-Western countries, mask wearing when it's like flu season and stuff, or like if you're feeling a little bit under the weather, was already normalized long before COVID. For my personal preference, during winter months when there's poor air circulations because windows are closed and like you got heaters and stuff going and windows can't be open, I'm probably just gonna like wear a mask when I run inside of a store in places like that from like end of November to like beginning of April, like just realistically moving forward. It's really not that big of a deal. Yeah, exactly that. And cloth masks are basically like a little baby scarf that keeps my face warm, right? Like, I live in a place where wearing a scarf outside was something that you did occasionally anyways. It was just cold outside, chat. And I wanted my face to not be cold. This is like one that just like keeps it stays on my face nice and easy. It's lovely. All right, and now we're just casting this as a as a no value my drain stuff, right? We're the best yet. A truly skill-based game. Thoroughly cracked in half. The best around. No one's ever gonna bring us down. I won't be starting Unite until a little bit after 2 Central, Steve. We have a Runeterra segment sponsored by Prime Gaming that we're going to do from like 12:30, 12:45 until 2 o'clock. Thereabouts. Hey, Avian, thanks for the Prime. Hope you're doing all right. Historic was pretty mediocre today. Excellent. I think I'm going to be off of that format for a while. But Alchemy's been good. The blue-black deck, maybe we'll still kick the tires on the blue-black deck on occasion. The blue-black deck in Historic is good. I just can't play the same deck every day. Playing random brews in Historic has not felt great. A lot of getting dumpstered by Phoenix. Let's sack this and draw a card, see what we get. Yeah, we're gonna be doing Runeterra starting about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how long our magic matches take, by 1 o'clock at the latest. I think I'm playing another one of these out, and we're probably gonna blood through the other. I think we're sacking the land here. Yeah, sorry. I think I muted when I meant to unmute. So I messed up my block there. I needed to sacrifice the Ghast because Meathook Massacre was my out, and I needed the extra treasure for it to be an out. Yeah, okay. Oh. We hit our out. Pretty good last card to have. Pretty healthy life total though. Hey, you got a plan slowly coming together here. Their ranger class potentially pulls them back into this game, though. A little scary. Okay, we be synthesizing. Oh, Z-Man, I don't know if you were here earlier. I don't know that I'm taking more historic deck submissions in the short term. Historic's just been a pretty brutal, not fun format to play for me recently. So, I think I'm gonna pass on your submission. I think I'm holding this to, discard Dual Blood, so we're just gonna pass for now. Yeah, Logan. It's not just Phoenix, Jet. There's Phoenix, and there's Blue-White Control, and there's Cat Oven. Like, all three of the most popular decks in Historic aren't fun to play against, in my opinion. Not only are they kind of not fun to play against, but they're also much better than most of the other decks you can be playing in the format. If you enjoy the format, chat, I'm not telling you not to have fun. I'm just telling you I haven't been having fun personally, so I'm gonna play something else. Life is short. Play games and formats you enjoy. The Kamigawa board is excellent. It's very well done. Are they dead next turn? I think they're dead next turn, right? Because this is 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're dead. I haven't done the exact math, but I'm pretty sure this is lethal or over lethal. It's become a format where I groan in every matchup. Yeah, that's a really good summary. Oh, this does 1/2 when it enters. That's great. Alright, so Bloodchief's Thirst, Volt Surge, Burning Heads. This is definitely a matchup where the first Meathook Massacre is very good. I don't know that I want the fourth one. Do I? I probably do. We needed it to win this game, right? Yeah, they have a lot of 1-drops. Meathook matchup. I'm gonna trim here. I've got 66 cards in my deck right now. I feel like this is kind of my go-to trim in a lot of spots, just kind of a filler card. Yeah, that's probably a good way to put it, Gully Seagull. The first one matters enough that you probably want all 4. I think I like that take. Skullport doesn't block super well, and I probably don't really need the card advantage from it. Let's try this. Yeah, I looked at a bunch of different lists. I saw some people playing Connoisseur. I don't know, I didn't feel like I needed the extra grind from it. And I like that. So playing Connoisseur in this deck makes your synthesizers worse. Because if you like hit a card you can't play with synthesizer, you don't get value off of it. Yeah, see, it's pretty good. Go ahead and KO this here and attack them for 1. Physicist, thanks for the 19 months. Welcome back. Appreciate the support. This is a tapped land. Yeah, the one of Anje has been really good. I don't know that I'd play more copies because we do see a lot of cards every game, so I haven't felt like I've really wanted more. But like here with Synthesizer, for example, chat, next turn I can lead on Synthesizer, and I'm guaranteed to be able to cast whatever we hit with it that isn't a 4-drop. So if I have more 4-drops in my deck, I can't play this card on 4 and get value off of it. Being able to get value off of this card goes a long way. Easy block. Kind of medium attack. Although now that we drew Burning Hands, I'm gonna go Harvester, Burning Hands, crack you for 3. We'll Synthesizer next turn. Alright, drop me a sick beat, chat. One fat beat secured. Chat, stop trying. If you see me play a card that's an instant at sorcery speed, it's probably because my opponent's deck plays interaction that could stop if I play it at instant speed. Play your instance on your turn when your opponents are tapped out. You will win more matches of Magic. There's a number of different green protection spells in this format. It's kind of rude. Oh, my Maid of Dishonor, chat. Sag. Oh, do I crack them for 7 or do I play my spells out? I think I'm just supposed to crack them for 7. Just put them to 6. Because once they're at 6, the Blood Artist from this is very likely to be lethal relatively quickly, right? They're getting priority here. It could be a 1-mana red removal spell, but it could also just be Lair of the Hydra being bugged. My money's on Lair of the Hydra being bugged. Rough. This deck is kind of gas, huh? Like, the number of micro decisions you have to make every single turn with a deck like this is really interesting and satisfying to navigate well. The Naya Runes deck is very sweet. And this is whew, got the sneezels, chat. The Naya Runes deck is very popular and powerful, and this deck felt like it had good play and counterplay into that. Now, I think there's a lot of little details you can tweak and tune in a deck like this. Like, for example, if I wanted to adjust some of the details here, I think these slots are probably the biggest flex slots. I think most of this is pretty core. Maybe you don't need all this many Meathooks. I think you want 4 Meathooks in the 75, but maybe you don't need all of them in the main. But like this is definitely a slot that could probably be something else if you wanted to try out other cards. You don't necessarily need all of these main, etc. But this core is good. And if you're looking for an Alchemy deck to get into with, honestly, this deck's relatively cheap, right? You need Mythics for these, but actually all of these are commons and uncommons. These are actually all commons and uncommons. Yeah, I think I could see 2/2 on Meathooks being good. Yeah, you even play some lands, and like you could budget some of these lands too. So if you're looking for a deck to get into Alchemy with, it seems like an excellent choice in terms of budget stuff too, in terms of the wild cards that it consumes. Someone asked, what does it look for Jeff tutoring? So I don't offer one-on-one tutoring / coaching. However, Metafy is someone that sponsors our opens on the regular. I think I have a command for them still. Yeah, Metafy has a ton of excellent Magic tutors. I'm really a lot of stuff on there, and they have their rates and availability up there. Raphael Levy is actually someone that tutors up there. They did commentary in the last open with us. That's great. Anyone know if there's high quality art of the Alchemy cards? There actually isn't. It's really sad. Like, I use a lot of Magic art in my thumbnails on YouTube, and it's impossible to find high quality, high resolution copies of a lot of Magic art. Not even just digital, but also like paper cards. There just aren't high resolution images available on the internet. It's a little rough. All right, we are gonna be all done with Magic for today. We'll be back with more Alchemy, and I think we're gonna dip into a little bit of Standard next week too. I've heard a lot of positive talk about the current state of Standard from different people on the internet. And looking at tournament results, it looks like it looks like there's a pretty different metagame than we see in Alchemy. So, well, I think we're gonna dip into that as a different format, but I'm definitely gonna be shelving Historic for a little bit. That format has struggled to be too particularly fun for me.